What if I told you that a single dog stood between life and death for an entire town? A dog who defied nature, ran through one of the deadliest storms in history and became a legend. This is not just a story, it's one of the greatest animal hero stories ever told. This is the real-life story of Balto, the sled dog who did the impossible, saving hundreds of lives in a way no human could. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll never look at dogs the same way again. Our journey begins in the remote town of Nome, Alaska, in the winter of 1925. It was a place cut off from the world, buried under thick layers of ice and snow. Roads, frozen, trains, impossible. Airplanes, too dangerous. The only way to travel, dog sleds. Then, disaster struck. A deadly disease called diphtheria began spreading like wildfire. Children were dying. Their breathing became slow, their bodies weak. Without a cure, doctors feared the entire town could be wiped out. There was only one thing that could save them, a special medicine that could stop the disease. But there was a big problem. The medicine was over 600 miles away. With the town surrounded by ice and temperatures dropping to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit, how could they get it in time? Then came the craziest idea. A relay race of dog sled teams covering over 674 miles through one of the worst storms in history. And leading the final stretch, a dog named Balto. But what Balto didn't know was that this would be the fight of his life. The first sled team set off, pushing through blizzards so fierce you couldn't see a foot ahead. They passed the medicine from one team to another, dogs running with all their strength. Temperatures dropped, frostbite set in, but they kept going. Then came the final stretch, the most dangerous part of the journey. All eyes turned to one dog, Balto. He had never led a sled team alone before, but now he had no choice. The storm was so fierce the sled driver couldn't see where they were going, but Balto could. With instincts sharper than any compass, he led the way, blindly navigating through ice, wind, and darkness. He refused to stop. Failure was not an option. At one point, the sled tipped over. The medicine almost got lost in the snow. But Balto's team pulled together, digging through the ice, refusing to give up. They knew lives depended on them. After over 20 hours of running, through conditions no human could survive, Balto and his team finally reached Nome. The medicine was delivered, and just in time, hundreds of lives were saved. Balto didn't just complete the mission, he became a symbol of bravery, resilience, and hope. His name spread across the world, and he was hailed as a true hero. Balto's courage didn't just save a town, it inspired generations. A statue of him still stands today in Central Park, New York, reminding us that heroes come in all shapes and sizes. But here's the real question: what can we learn from Balto? That true heroes never back down, even when the odds are against them. That determination, loyalty, and courage can change the world. Balto's journey teaches us that sometimes it's not the strongest or the fastest that win, but the ones who refuse to give up. And that, my friends, is the greatest lesson of all. Did this story inspire you? Then let's keep the spirit of Balto alive. Hit that like button if you believe in the power of determination. Comment Balto the Brave if this story touched your heart. And subscribe for more incredible real-life animal stories that prove why heroes come in all shapes and sizes.